Do you condemn the anti-Semitic protests on college campuses?
I condemn the anti-Semitic protests. That's why I've set up a program to deal with that. I also condemn those who don't understand what's going on with the Palestinians and how they're being.
Should the Columbia University president resign?
Right this way.
I didn't know that. I'll have to find out more about it.
Yes, that was President Biden yesterday condemning anti-Semitic protests, but he also condemned both sides as well. NYU joining Harvard, Columbia, Yale, MIT, Princeton, Stanford, other top-ranking universities in the country with an anti-Israel protest on campus yesterday. At least 21 of the top 50 universities have had an anti-Israel protest activists in the past week. Joining me now is Missouri Congressman, House Oversight Committee member, and House Education and the Workforce Committee member, Eric Burlison. Congressman, thanks very much for being here. Your reaction to all of this anti-Semitism raging across the country?
Yeah, I don't think that Biden is accurate. I don't think that the Israeli students or Jewish students should have to apologize just for existing on this planet, and that's the juxtaposition they've been put under. Israel shouldn't have to apologize for defending its borders and defending its nation against these horrific, barbaric attacks that have occurred.
I mean, these are barbaric, and yet, you know, you don't see the upset that you saw around January 6th. You don't see the upset that you saw in other situations like this. What are you going to do as an elected official to stop this anti-Semitism in this country? I mean, this is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, a few things. I just got back from Israel and trying to disseminate or eliminate some of these really erroneous talking points. One is that one of the things that I want the American people to understand is that there are American citizens that are being held hostage currently in Gaza by not only Hamas, but by the citizens of Gaza. The Palestinian citizens are holding U.S. citizens hostage. In addition, it was Palestinian citizens who were part of the third wave that invaded southern Israel, and those citizens were the vast majority of the people that were attacking, raping, and kidnapping Israeli citizens. This is important information. What are we going to do about these campuses? I think that Columbia University needs to take action immediately. They need to arrest and remove all of the people that are encamped on their campus. Many of them are probably not even Columbia students. And then they need to expel any students that have committed some of these violent hate protests. And they need to remove or terminate the teachers who are engaged in this activity.
Well, I mean, you know, shouldn't the Biden administration get tough on this stuff? I mean, how tough was Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer against Benjamin Netanyahu the other day, saying that there should be new elections and that he doesn't serve the needs of the Israeli people anymore and all this stuff? I mean, doesn't that empower these maniacs who are now taking to the floor and protesting like this against Israel, saying these horrific things? Don't commentary like that from the head of the Senate, a Jewish person himself, Chuck Schumer. Doesn't that empower this stuff?
Maria, you're absolutely right. They're only wanting to create daylight between the United States and Israel. And Joe Biden, every time he opens his mouth and talks about, criticizes Benjamin Netanyahu or criticizes the actions of Israel. Look, at the end of the day, Israel is doing our work for us. Israel is risking the lives of their troops to go save U.S. citizens along with their people in Gaza. I think that it's high time that Biden stop criticizing and we start supporting an ally that has been loyal to us since the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you about the money going to Israel now. I mean, the Senate is expected to take up and pass the $95 billion foreign aid package as early as today. We're expecting the president to sign this into law this week. It includes money for Ukraine, aid for Ukraine, Israel, Gaza, and the Indo-Pacific region. You voted no on the $60 billion Ukraine aid bill. It passed the House over the weekend. Why did you vote no?
Maria, I think we missed a really big opportunity, and that is that we can go through all the question marks about the Ukraine aid and whether it's being put in the right place, whether this is a war that we ought to be involved in altogether. But put that aside, This is the very thing that the Biden administration wanted. It's the very thing that Chuck Schumer wanted. They wanted it more than anything. And I want more than anything to secure the border. My district, my constituents want more than anything to secure the border.
Right,
and I think we missed a tremendous opportunity.
So is that it? You gave away your leverage now. You have no leverage for the other side. You have no leverage to do anything on the border. We might as well expect nothing happens on the border until next year, right?
You might as well, yeah. And any actions that are taken, really sadly, are just showboating. Yeah. And that's why it's just disappointing to me that we gave up this opportunity.
So I want to get your take on this $9 billion that apparently is going to Gaza. I just spoke with General Jack Keane about this, and he said absolutely this money is going to our humanitarian efforts. However, 2 members of the Senate said otherwise to me in the last couple of days. Watch this.
We know if money goes into Gaza, it's going to Hamas. They're still holding American hostages and American bodies. Hamas is. So I'm going to look at the bill. I'm going to see if we can separate it. I'm going to see if I can get my amendment on the bills.
Under no circumstances would I vote for the bill as passed by the House of Representatives yesterday. This is a really good deal for Ukraine and Zelensky. It's a really good deal for Hamas, which stands to receive up to $9 billion of this $95 billion aid package.
I mean, what? What? $9 billion going to Hamas? How do you ensure that that money that is earmarked toward Gaza is not stopped in its tracks by Hamas terrorists?
Yeah, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And over again, we have seen that Hamas has taken the money, or that any money that goes to aid in Palestine ends up in the hands of Hamas. No matter how you try to skin the cat, it always ends up in the hands of the terrorists, who have no respect or are willing to do anything to protect their citizens. They're using them as human shields.
Mm-hmm. So once this bill passes in the Senate, which we are expecting that to happen, are you all pretty much done in terms of legislative action, Congressman, until the November elections? What are your other priorities once this gets finished in the Senate?
Yeah, you've got other bills that are considered must-pass bills. You've got the Farm Bill. I think we still have not completed the FAA reauthorization. So I think those are probably the only 2 bills that need to get done. The rest of it, sadly, is going to be to showboat, in my opinion.
Congressman, it's great to talk with you this morning, and thanks very much for walking us through why you were no vote on the Ukraine aid. We appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much, Congressman.